All right, let's jump right in, because today we're going to talk about something that kind of flips a big career idea on its head. We're looking at the science behind why learning to love the job you have might actually be way more powerful than always chasing after the job you want.
I mean, how many of us have asked ourselves this, right? We're always told, find your passion, never settle, keep looking for that one perfect job that's finally going to make you happy. It feels like the right thing to do. But what if that endless search, what if that's actually part of the problem?
Yeah, we all tend to think the grass is greener over at the next company with the next cool job title, but it turns out there's a growing mountain of scientific evidence that shows this constant chase for the next big thing is actually a happiness trap. It's a cycle that promises everything, but, well, it doesn't always deliver. So what exactly is this trap? It's not just a feeling. Researchers have a name for it. It's this super predictable cycle that happens almost every time someone decides to change jobs, and they call it the honeymoon and hangover effect. And look, honeymoon hangover effect isn't just some catchy phrase. Nope, it's a real scientifically documented pattern. That first rush you get from a new job, all the excitement, the new challenges, that's the honeymoon. But here's the thing, the research shows over and over again, it doesn't last. So let's break this cycle down. First, you've got deterioration. That's when you start feeling kind of meh about your current job and you start looking around. Then, bam, the honeymoon. You land the new role and your job satisfaction just skyrockets. Everything is new and exciting. But then the hangover starts to creep in. The novelty wears off, reality hits, and your satisfaction levels start to drop, often right back to where you started. And here's the big takeaway. Jumping from job to job hoping for a happiness boost can be like chasing a mirage in the desert. The good feeling is real, for sure, but it's often just temporary. It really suggests that maybe the source of real, lasting happiness at work isn't out there, but in here. Which brings us to our next big idea. If chasing new jobs isn't the magic bullet, then what is? Let's dive into the science of finding happiness right where you are and how to unlock the hidden power in the job you've already got. You know, this stuff really matters because how you feel about your job doesn't just stay at work. A 2024 study found that when people have higher job satisfaction, they also report being more satisfied with their life in general, they have better mental well-being, and even better physical health. This is huge. It's fundamental to our quality of life. To really get a handle on this, scientists talk about something even bigger than just satisfaction. They call it happiness at work, or HAW for short. And this isn't just about whether you like your daily tasks. It's a powerful psychological resource. It's about your whole positive attitude toward your work, your role, and even the company you work for. And this whole happiness at work thing really boils down to three key ingredients, three pillars. First, there's meaningfulness. Do you feel like what you do actually matters? Second, self-actualization. Do you get to use your unique skills to bring your own ideas to the table? And third, community. Do you feel connected to your colleagues, like you trust and respect each other? And when you get these three things right, oh, the results are incredible. It's not just about feeling good. The research shows it leads to way more engagement, deeper commitment, and people even become more innovative. You're just a more energized and effective person all around. Okay, so that's the what. But what about the how? How do we actually build these pillars, especially if our job isn't perfect? Well, the latest science points to one key mindset that changes everything: acceptance. Now, acceptance can be a tricky word. It's not about giving up or just rolling over. This quote from a 2023 study defines it perfectly. It's an open attitude. It means looking at your experiences, the good and the bad, without immediately judging them or trying to run away from them. Okay, but that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It sounds nice, but how does being more open about, say, an annoying project at work actually translate into being happier with your life as a whole? What's the connection? And this is where things get really fascinating, because the way this works, it's probably not what you're thinking. The researchers who dug into this found that the connection is not a straight line. It's actually pretty surprising. Believe it or not, the study found that just practicing acceptance at work doesn't automatically directly make your life better. There's a missing link, a crucial piece in the middle that makes all the difference. This discovery really goes against a lot of pop psychology. So here it is, the real secret sauce, the actual pathway they uncovered. It's 3 steps. First, you work on cultivating that mindset of acceptance at your job. But here's the game changer. Step 2, that mindset leads to a better work-life balance. Why? Because you're less stressed and reactive at work, So you're better at managing the line between your job and your personal life. And it's that improved balance that ultimately leads to higher life satisfaction. So acceptance isn't the magic bullet itself. It's what gets you to a better work-life balance. And that's what really boosts your happiness.
And honestly, this next part is maybe the most powerful piece of this whole puzzle. Because if acceptance is so important, does that mean some people are just born with it and others are out of luck? Well, the science says absolutely not. Happiness at work isn't a trait, it's a skill.
Here's the best part. You are in the driver's seat. This mindset of acceptance isn't some fixed personality trait. It's not like you either have it or you don't. It is absolutely something you can learn and get better at over time. And this isn't just wishful thinking. The science is crystal clear on this. The same researchers stated it plainly. Acceptance can be promoted. There are training methods out there that have been proven to be effective. It's a real evidence-based conclusion.
Okay, so how do you actually do it? How do you build this muscle? Well, the scientific literature points to some really well-established methods. Things like mindfulness training, which helps you observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them, and something called acceptance and commitment training, or ACT, which is a whole therapy approach designed to build this exact skill. These are real tools anyone can use.
So let's just zoom out and put all these pieces together. This constant, relentless chase for the perfect job, this idea that happiness is just one job offer away, it might be distracting us from a much deeper, much more powerful truth about how we can find happiness at work. And that really leaves us with one final big question to chew on. We've been taught for so long to think of a dream job as a place we have to find. But what if the science is telling us it's actually something we can create? That by building the right mindset on the inside, the skill of acceptance, we can start creating more meaning, more balance, and more happiness right where we are right now.